Welcome to datascience.show, the podcast where data science meets executive leadership. We talk with top AI and analytics thought leaders about turning data into real business impact. If you're a C-level leader or data expert shaping the future, you're in the right place.
2 weeks after taking the job, the CDO called me. We had 50 ideas and 0 returns. We lost $1.2 million last quarter. That one call forced a single terrifying question. Are we funding experiments or are we funding outcomes? I'm your host, Mirko Peters. We explore how data science and AI drive real business impact, straight from the leaders making it happen. If you lead at the C-level, this episode is a playbook. Short, repeatable, and defensible. By the end, you'll have a 1-page scorecard you can use in a 10-minute review, a stage gate checklist you can read aloud to your investment committee, and a 90-day funded discovery pattern you can deploy tomorrow.
Quick context. The example I'll reference is a CDO at a large retailer and logistics operator. 50 requests, 3 production models, and monthly budgets that never matched outcomes. They switched to portfolio thinking and doubled scaled wins in 18 months. That's the practical frame here.
Start with one simple choice: experiments or outcomes. Experiments are cheap, time-boxed, and built to find signal. Outcomes are capital allocations tied to measurable KPIs and business owners. Mix them in the same budget, and you get churn, vanity metrics, and wasted capacity.
Declare 3 buckets and treat each differently. Discovery, scale, and run.
Discovery is small bet financing. Short, capped, and focused on signal. Scale is multi-quarter tranche funding for proven pilots. Run is steady state, operational cost, SLAs, and recovery in the annual plan. Different rules for different risk tolerances. Here's why that matters. Now the triage rubric, the 1-page scorecard you'll use in a 10-minute review. Use case name, expected annual economic impact, probability of technical and adoption success between 0 and 1, strategic fit 1 to 5, effort bucket, discovery, scale, run, cost of delay per week, recommended financing tranche and owner. Timestamp it, put an owner on it, and move on. Let me show the math with a concrete example, so this is an abstract. Hypothetical project, predictive maintenance for a manufacturing line. Expected annual economic impact, $2 million. Probability of success, 0.6. Multiply those and you get expected value of $1,200,000. Cost of delay per week equals annual value divided by 52, roughly $38,462 per week. If scaling takes 12 weeks, a 4-week delay costs about $153,846. That math lets you compare across projects fast. Rank by expected value per unit effort, not just raw value. A $1.2 million expected value that's quick to scale beats a $5 million idea that needs a year of data plumbing. Here's the rub. The work to scale often dictates priority more than the headline number. Exactly. Stage gates stop the blank check problem. I use 4 life cycle stages: discovery, prototype, scale, run. Don't go to the next stage until you clear an exit checklist. Prototype exit checklist. Read this aloud in your committee. 1. Signal lift measurable and significant. Aim for at least 5-10% improvement or statistically significant delta. 2. Adoption path defined and an owner assigned. 3. Integration feasibility verified. Data, API, latency okay. 4. Measurement contract signed with KPI, test plan, and ROI window. If all 4 aren't checked, pause or rework. Experiment accounting is different from product accounting. Track experiments in a separate ledger. Cost per signal, decision thresholds, and time-boxed budgets. If an experiment clears the gate, capitalize it into the product ledger with agreed tranches and an operational handoff plan.
2 short examples to keep this practical.
First, demand forecasting for a national retailer. Discovery showed a 15% reduction in stockouts in a pilot cluster. The prototype proved integration to replenishment cadence. Scale required upfront investment in master data and SKU harmonization. They made that a precondition. Result: improved availability and an uplift in same-store sales. The trade-off was clear. Invest in data hygiene first or amplify error at scale.
Second, a churn model that technically worked but stalled because the retention playbook didn't exist. Signal without a play to act on it is worthless. Score adoption readiness in your rubric. Technical probability alone is not enough. Exactly.
Organizationally, funding must mirror stages. I recommend 2 budget lines: a centralized discovery fund for small bets and a scaling reserve that requires business co-investment or committed KPI targets. Decision rights belong to a tight investment committee, finance, product, and the CDO. Keep requests to a 10-minute scorecard review. Quick gates, not committees that slow everything. Incentives matter. Tie data science compensation to model outcomes and adoption metrics, not just accuracy. Make business owners commit resources to implement and measure. If no one is accountable, models turn into academic exercises. Measurement contracts are non-negotiable. For every scaled project, define the signal-to-outcome chain. Which model output maps to which KPI, how you measure causal impact, and what confidence you need to act. Use A/B tests where possible. When you can't, use before-after with clear guardrails and an agreed attribution method. Looking forward, expect 3 governance shifts: explicit model risk budgets, automated performance and lineage monitoring tied to finance, and a repeatable pipeline of vetted ideas. Leaders who win make the investment decision process routine, rapid discovery, clear gates, and easy reallocation away from underperformers.
What to do in the next 12 to 24 months. 3 concrete moves.
First, implement the one-page portfolio scorecard and commit every proposal to it. Second, pick one high-impact use case and run a 90-day funded discovery that includes adoption work, integration feasibility, and a signed measurement contract. Third, stand up a small investment committee with finance and product to approve tranches and reallocate capital quarterly. Do those 3 and you change the incentives overnight.
Let me be blunt. Stop funding pet models and start funding outcomes. Tell your board, we will prioritize by expected economic value, cap downside with stage gates and risk budgets, and measure realized return against business KPIs. That's defensible, repeatable, and auditable.
2 takeaways to act on tomorrow. Build the one-page portfolio scorecard and run a 90-day funded discovery for a prioritized use case that includes adoption and measurement. Those 2 moves rewire incentives and give you real options.
Final reflection. Leadership is allocating scarce resources to asymmetric opportunities. Treat AI like an investment portfolio, not a wish list, and you'll get predictable value instead of patchy pilots. That's the difference between models and value.
If you found this episode valuable, subscribe and share it with your network. And let's connect on LinkedIn. I'm Mirko Peters. We'll be back with more conversations on how data science and AI create real business impact. Until next time.
Thanks for listening to datascience.show. If you found value in this episode, subscribe, share it with your network, and join us next time as we explore how data science drives smarter decisions and better business outcomes.